Introduction. Imagine you are shopping for a new car and you want to decide if it will be better to get a hybrid version or not. Okay. You can use a system of linear equations to model a variety of common situations and then apply the techniques you've mastered for solving systems of linear equations. One powerful way to use a system of equations is to set up a comparison model where two similar situations are compared side by side to determine which one is better. In this project, you will be choosing two of the same model cars listed below, gas automobiles versus its hybrid version, and then using a system of linear equations to decide which one is the better buy for you. Make sure that the vehicles you are comparing are new, from the same year, and have the same trim level. For example, S, SE, LX, EX. Yeah, okay. Car comparison. Situation. Your job requires you to be on the road a lot, and therefore your company will buy you a vehicle to use for work. Wow, that'd be nice. However, in order for them to buy the vehicle, you need to demonstrate to your company that you have researched your options and are purchasing the most economical vehicle you can. You are trying to decide between getting a hybrid or a regular gas car. The hybrids generally cost more upfront but get better gas mileage, so it will cost less to drive. Regular cars cost less upfront but get worse gas mileage, so they will cost more to drive. Assignment: do some internet research to better understand the difference between hybrid and gas cars. Make note of the pros and cons between the hybrid and gas cars. You will collect information from the internet, price and monthly gas costs for each car you choose. Then you will create a system of linear equations for the two cars. You will create a graph and solve algebraically to determine which car will be the better buy for you. Make sure to show all your work. Type your work in this document. Refer to the scoring rubric on Canvas to see how grades will be assigned and for more instructions. Okay. Project steps. Step 1, research the cars online. Name which set of cars you will be comparing and complete this table. So we got report the make, model, and trim level for both hybrid and regular, and then the cost, the initial purchase price, and then the gas mileage. Yeah. And if we need more information, then we'll put it in there, like the size of the gas tank. Okay, so we're going to choose the Honda Accord. Honda Accord. And then we'll do the hybrid as well, of course. But we'll figure out the trim level as we go, because I don't know much about this kind of car. So this one also should be some kind of Honda Accord, and of course it's just going to be a hybrid. All right, so Toyota Corolla, FWD four-wheel drive again, I assume, and looks like the cost is $25,708, and then the gas mileage is 32. I'm just going to put this in there. Yeah, I suppose you don't really have to. Miles per gallon. And then over here for the hybrid, $27,499. Whoa, that was a little bit too much. And then 50 miles per gallon. Okay, so we're switching it up a little bit just for convenience sake. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could go to that Kelley Blue Book or find whatever website you want. I really don't care which or how you're comparing them. Just, get them compared. Step 2, calculate the predicted monthly gas cost for each car, first determining how many gallons of gas you will need to buy each month for each car. Assume gas prices are $3.27 I guess, per gallon. Assume you will be driving 1,500 miles per month. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so let's see. Show work here. Well, I forget what we're to calculate the predicted monthly gas cost. So we know it's going to be 1,500 miles at $3.27. So here we go. We got 1,500. I'm going to do this and now. So there we go. We got the regular gas and then the hybrid. So we'll start with the regular gas one. We got 32 miles per gallon. And so first thing I'm going to do is figure out how many gallons it will take to go the 1,500 miles per month. And I'm just going to start with the gas, the full gas car. So that's, we're going to do 1,500. This is, by the way, you could have done with dimensional analysis, but either way, all we got to do is do this and divide this by 32 miles per gallon. This will tell us how many gallons it will take. So I'm gonna go over here to my calculator and let's see what this is. Here's my calculator. Yep, 46.875. Now, you're welcome to keep that number if you'd like. I am going to round this up just because I like to do things a little bit conservative in this way so that if I end up with lower gas or lower gallons, then it's going to cost less. Some students like to say, well, I don't plan to ever drive exactly 1,500 miles, and so they'd say 46. I don't care. I'm just going to round this up to 47 gallons, okay? So I'm expecting to use 47 gallons of gas, which again, it should also make the next calculation easier for the actual cost, because that's what we do want. So down here towards, down here a little bit lower, it is going to be 47 gallons, but each gallon is going to cost me $3.27.3. So I go into my calculator, 47 times 3.273, enter. And again, it gives me kind of a funky number here, but 153.831. Now again, you're welcome to round this to the nearest penny. I'm just gonna round it up to the nearest dollar so that it gives me something fairly convenient to work with. So I'm gonna say, in terms of gas, I'm expecting to spend about, because these are pretty much approximations, $154. Now, by the time you see this, it may, like the gas prices, you may wish that they were $3.27. Hopefully that never happens. Hopefully this will be kind of a pipe dream, and then we can go back to like $1 a gallon, but that hasn't happened in decades, so. In any case, that's the regular car. Now let's go to the hybrid. The calculation is going to work exactly the same. And again, I'm going to do some rounding on this. So first, let's find out how many gallons we're planning to use. All right, for our hybrid, so again, how many gallons are we expecting to use in 1,500 miles? Oh, this one's going to be pretty nice. So 1,500 miles divided by 50 miles per gallon is going to give us 30. That came out pretty nice. So that's 30 gallons exactly, which is, again, pretty convenient. Now we're going to take those 30 gallons and multiply it by the cost per gallon, which is $3.27.3, and this will tell us our cost. Thank you. 98.19, is that what I heard?
Yes.
Now again, you can keep that number if you'd like. I'm just going to round it up to 99. Why didn't you round it down? Again, I'm just being fairly conservative with my values, so that in the future I can kind of know what to expect. In addition to that, the $99 hopefully will make the calculations that we're going to do in the future a little bit easier. That's what we're expecting per month by using this hybrid car. Okay, and we expected this number, by the way. We did expect this number to be smaller because hopefully it's getting better gas mileage, which it shows here, and so that should be pretty good for us. See, I'll just fill these in, just so it looks good. We're expecting $154 here and $99 here. I put the zeros, but you don't have to. And I'm just going to copy these up. We need these two. And then we need these two. Step 3, create a linear equation for the cost of each car, letting X represent the number of months that you have driven the car and Y represent the total cost of the car to that month. Fair enough, but we need the values again. So let's go. on, technology. There we go. I got it. Anyways. This is all the information I believe we're gonna need, okay? So let's see, we wanna know how much the linear equation for the cost of each car, letting X represent the number of months that you have driven the car. Oh, okay, so the equation, let's look at the regular car, which are the numbers on the left. I'll do these ones in green. Okay, so the cost of the car, which I'm going to say is Y. So Y is the cost of the car. I should probably use a different color. Apologies. So I'm going to say Y is the cost of the car, okay? So the Y is the cost of the car. It should equal, so you have the cost of the car originally, which was the $25,708. But in addition to that, you have the gas cost, which is $154 every month. And they said right here, let X represent the number of months. Oh, they said the Y is right here. I should have read the whole thing. Okay, so that is my regular equation, the equation for the cost of the regular gas car. Now we'll do the hybrid car. And this one, I'll use orange for these colors. Now again, the cost is still going to be a Y value. The cost was $27,499. But in addition to that, you have the gas cost, which is $99 every month for X number of months. So we have these two equations. Now we should be able to, well, I guess they want us to use Desmos. Step 4, use the equations created in step 3 to solve the system of linear equations by graphing using Desmos. Okay. Go to Desmos.com. Desmos is free, by the way. So, yeah, we'll make the axes between -10 and 100, and then 10,000, 45,000. Okay. Oh, in Desmos? Yeah. So we'll have to avoid those. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. My first equation. All right, with these equations, oh my gosh. See what I mean? The technology. Oh, there we go. Let's see if it'll work. Y. There we go. Y equals. I'm going to start with the regular 25708. Plus 154x. Enter. Now that's not showing the line right now because it's actually not. The graph is not big enough right now. It's not zoomed out enough to show that line, but we will. I just want to get the second equation in there. Y equals 27499 plus 99x. Enter. Boom. All right, so let me go in here and let's zoom out. Zoom out. Just zoom out until you can see what in the world.
They say that you can fix it. Go for the tool at the top of the right.
So let's try that out. Let's go to the tool thing. Yeah, we want the x-axis. So, I mean, you're not going to go lower than 0. For the x's was months. And the number of months, again, you can just kind of estimate, say 100. Oh, they told you where to put them? So, let's see if it'll let me do it. Well, Holy smokes. And let's change those values then to -10 to 100. And then I think it was 10,000? 45? Thank you. Oh, there it is. That looks pretty. Let's get rid of this garbage though. Okay. So our goal here, it was to find out the intersection. Thank you. Let's see if they give us more options. Not really letting us to do it. Sorry, is there labels?
Yes, you should add labels like put the names, number of months, and total.
Oh, yeah, and the final answer, I assume, right?
So you click on the wrench.
Yeah.
Click on the wrench.
And then there is label for X's and label for Y.
Oh,
at the right.
so do, I don't know what I'm doing here. Put
Number of
X?
months. No, number of months.
Oh,
Just
no,
put
oh,
number of months.
gotcha, the label.
Yeah,
I'm getting there now, thank you. And this was the, total cost, right?
yeah.
Total cost, okay. I thought Desmos had a way to find that intersection, though, that was,
Guys, when you click on it,
oh, if I click on,
if you click and like hover right over the intersection, it'll give you coordinates.
that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That seem right? Does that seem right to you guys?
So for the screenshot, just like have that included in
Also, they said take a screenshot of this.
Yeah, they say.
there.
hey,
Everything from the
screenshot.
equations to the
Hmm.
lines at the bottom.
Okay, so I guess you guys would have to get this on there. With the technology, it's not gonna let me do that, sorry. Let's go back to that sheet then, let's take a look. Okay, so we got that from Desmos. We got the two equations in there, we got the ranges in the box by the x-axis that says, yeah, we did the labels, save a screenshot, so you guys are gonna have to do that, save the screenshot. Mine was just part of this video. So number 4, paste graph image here and remove all the red ink from your final project. Oh, so they don't want this garbage here? So, so this is where they want you guys to put that, that copied and pasted image. Zoom out and get rid of this garbage. Which then you would replace with that, with that image. Step 5, at what point do the graphs intersect? Write your answer as an ordered pair around to the nearest whole number and include the appropriate units. My solutions, I'll get that in there, but what does this solution represent? Explain in words what the solution represents in terms of the meanings of the x and y variables. So of course we know x is how many months and y is how much the cost is. The intersection is really just telling you when the costs are exactly the same. Now, of course, you could say, well, partial month or something like that. Maybe not, so you'd say in between or at month so-and-so, then it switches into being less for the gas car, and then it becomes more the next month to be driving the gas car. I mean, it's a company car, so it's not like you're really paying for anything here, but whatever. Step 6, solve your system of equations by the substitution method. Okay, so here we go. Let's get that, I need those on here now. Yeah, so you'll notice on this one, they're saying, please use the substitution method, which I'm going to use because the way these are set up is the substitution method is going to be the best option anyways. So in taking these two equations, I would say, I'm going to start with the hybrid equation, which is showing y equals 27,499 and plus 99x. And then the other equation, I'm going to kind of switch the way it looks just so we can kind of understand what we're substituting here, but that's 25,708 plus 154x, and that was equal to y. Now notice I've kind of shoved those two together on purpose, just so that the y's, we can see, hopefully, that we are going to substitute the y's. So instead of the y's being here like this, we're actually going to take these and just kind of move them together like this. So this is my new system of equations with the two equations pushed together. And at this point, all we got to do is solve. So I will. And first off, I'm going to put my x's on the left and then everything else on the right. So I don't want the 25,708 on the left. So if I do it to one side, if I subtract it on one side, I need to subtract it from the other side as well. And then the 99x as well, we're going to zero that out because it's on the wrong side. So on the left side, in terms of x's, it appears we got, is that 55? Okay, so yeah, then we subtracted the right side there. And of course, the last thing we're going to do is divide both sides by 55, which will tell us how many months we would have expected the costs to be exactly the same. So, we get this decimal, and of course, X was the number of months. So somewhere in between month 30, or somewhere in the 32nd month, you're gonna end up with the costs being the same. So you could just say in between month 32 and 33 or something like that. You're welcome to keep the decimal. At this point, would I round? Maybe, it would take 33 months. But again, exactly at 33 months, then we would expect the hybrid car to be the cheaper option. But before 32 months, or 32 months and before, we would expect, and we're talking about exact months, but before that, we would expect the regular car to be the cheaper option. So with this then, that is now solved. What do we got on the next page? So yeah, it looks like, like this one, it does match my solution up there, but pretty close. It doesn't have to be exact. And so when we go into the two equations now, which I'm going to do, so the first one, let's take the regular car first. And I'm going to round the months for this estimation to 2 decimal places for no other reason than I'm too lazy to write 3. So y equals 25,708 plus 154 times x. But now we're pretty sure that x should be 32.56. Now this is something we can just put directly into the calculator to find out y, which is the total cost of the vehicle with its purchase price. Just from the calculation in this calculator, just the gas is $5,014.24. But then I add the 25,708, enter, and it's showing me that this cost is $30,722.24. Now, how does that compare with my final price? It's close. It's off by, this one somehow is off by only a few cents. But again, you may be, depending on how you're rounding and doing stuff like that, you may be off by $30, $100 even, just depending on how you're doing your rounding. Now, that was the regular. Let's check the hybrid. So let's come back down here. Okay. So again, the second equation I'm going to put in my calculator. So 99 times 32.56, enter. So the gas for this car is at $3,223.44, which we expected a discrepancy there because it's getting better gas mileage. And then when I add the $27,499, I'm expecting not exactly the $30,722.24 because, again, there was a little bit of rounding. And so, again, this one is showing that the two are off for me by, 20 cents, which really isn't too bad when you're talking about thousands of dollars. But they're still a little bit off, and that's okay. So $30,722.44. So again, the discrepancy there is in the rounding of the months that I used. So, but again, they said report your answer as an ordered pair, which I will now do. So here's my ordered pair. The X, which I rounded to 32 and 56/100ths months, and then it came out again. Now it doesn't really matter which one you put. So 30,722, and I'll just do the average, 34. And that would be the ordered pair on the graph, which, again, the ordered pair that we got, pretty close. It's pretty close. All right, so addition and elimination method. Let's go ahead and set these up. There we go. Now, you may think, well, these need to be in standard form in order to use elimination. I'm not going to do that because I literally do not want to do that much work. So, the reason why I don't have to do that, by the way, is because the y's are stacked, the constants are stacked, and the X's are stacked in nice, neat columns. Well, I mean, if I had wrote them better, they'd be nice, neat columns. And in addition to that, I have matching coefficients for the Y's. So it will be very easy to eliminate those. And I'm not even gonna move it. Yeah. If you do move it, that's fine though. Okay, so here's what I mean by this. Is I would like the second equation to have the negative y or the negative 1y. So I'm going to multiply all the terms, which is really just the principle of equality, by negative 1. So this now is negative 1y equals negative 27,499 minus 99x minus 99x's. And the top equation there we didn't actually touch. So I'm going to keep it the way that it is. Well, try to get things lined up decently. And yes, this is a y. All right. And in addition to that, also I'll show the phantom 1 there as well. Well, why am I doing this? It's because I wanted to eliminate the y's. Now, by eliminating the y's, though, I still need to show a 0 on that on the left side of the equal sign. And we'll deal with that as we go. Again, I was lazy before. Maybe it's making more work now, but it should still work. So let's take the other two numbers and subtract those. 25,708 minus, oh man, no, I did type that. 27,499, enter. And yeah, well, this is the number we saw before, right? So it is now showing me a negative 1,791. And then 154 minus 99 is going to be a positive 55x's. But we eliminated the y's, and that's pretty nice. What I would like, though, is for the x's and the numbers to be on opposite sides. So that is what I will do next with this elimination. It doesn't really matter which one you choose to put on the other side. I'm just going to take the negative because I don't really want it to be negative and just add it to both sides. But you could have moved the 55x over here as well. So this one's not too bad, 1,791, which now equals, that zeroed out the 55x. And we see a similar calculation like we saw before, where we're now dividing both sides by 55. And yeah, we already know that value. So the x here is 32.56, and yeah, there's more than that. This again would be months. Okay, so solve your systems of equations. We just did the x. Carefully showing the steps, report your answer as an ordered pair. And yeah, we've already done the y's. Yeah, there's those calculations. And of course, this gives us that ordered pair. Yeah, that ordered pair. Again, it's close. It's not exact, but it gets pretty close. Did you get the same answers on step 4, step 6, and step 7? I mean, you know, they're close. Why or why not? Again, so they are really close. Why are they not the same? It's because we rounded the months to the nearest, I did anyways, the nearest hundredth. So part B, it will take you about, I'll do this one, I'll just say 33 months. Or approximately, how many years? Oh, geez. Well, that would be 33 divided by 12, which I don't know, but my calculator knows. 33 divided by 12. Enter 2.75 years. 2 3/4 years for the hybrid car to become the better deal. State which car, hybrid or regular, you would pick and why. Remember that this is going to be a company car and you're deciding for the company. So make sure to support your answer well. Remember that price may not be the only consideration in making this decision. Include information from the research you did at the start of the project, page 1, to craft a detailed paragraph response.
Is there a right or wrong?
There is not. I'm not going to answer this because I would likely get in trouble. Yeah, so with this assignment, by the way, yeah, so you're going to end up with different numbers than the ones I got. Sometimes they're going to be wildly different numbers. Like, right, we chose the Toyota Corolla. Like if you chose a Honda Accord like we had originally, you're probably gonna end up with really different numbers. If you choose, and again, in my opinion, you don't really need to choose from that list. If you're like, I wanna compare trucks, do it, I don't care. But, again, your numbers just may be extraordinarily different. You may use the same, like I said, you may use the same vehicles we just used right there, but because you were rounding or didn't round, then, you may end up with also different numbers. And again, they can vary up to hundreds of dollars depending on where you're rounding and how you're rounding, so. That's okay, just, once you get it done, get it turned in, get the credit and be done, because, we want you to get the credit.